Sophia here for my great challenge, and welcome back to my garden experiment. Today is May the 23rd, 2021, and it is the biggest day in this garden experiment. For those of you who've been following me since the beginning, you know that I am trying to do the back to Eden gardening method. I'm just going to talk about it really little because I did in the last video. And why is it the biggest day? Because the chips are here. And I am freaking out. I got 10 cubic yard or just about of wood chips, and I just, one, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it because there's too much. Where am I gonna put it? And two, is this going to work? So it's one of those moment where you start to doubt the whole idea because it just doesn't seem like it's going to work. But anyway, I spent the evening last night before going to bed, going over the whole method again, going on sites, going on videos, going on different forums and stuff. Everybody swears by it, and I am doing it the right way. I have to relax and trust the process. So basically, the back to Eden gardening method is permaculture. You prepare your soil. Hopefully you have good soil. Mine is good soil plus compost. I'm going to amend it a little bit. I'm going to tell you why. And then you just dump a heavy duty layer of wood chips and you walk away, and that's it. It's done. You never have to till again. You have minimum, really minimum weeding. And over the years, the wood chips basically disintegrate and join your soil, and maybe 3 years later down the road you have to add another layer of wood chips, but 5-10 years down the road you have the best soil possible. It's called back to Eden because it's pretty much recreating the way nature is in general, where things fall from trees and they stay on the ground and eventually they return back to nature, go into the root for the tree, and then the cycle repeats itself. So it's recreating this whole system. My bigger concern is the wood chip size. Some of them are pretty large chunks, but I looked at other websites and it seems that it's what you're supposed to get. They have large chunks. Some people say that the sawdust is no good. You have to get those kind of chunks. So we'll see. And then my other concern is, but this is really new wood. It's not seasoned, it's not aged. So while it goes through its process of breaking down, is it going to suck the nutrients out of my garden? So I did some research about that. Obviously, I'm not going to leave the chips all the way up to the trunks of my plants. I'm going to leave a little space so that there's breathing and exchange of oxygen and all of that, just in case. But I'm also going to amend a little bit on the top layer. In the back to Eden gardening method, he puts mushroom compost on it. I have regular compost in the garden, but he's layering an organic matter type compost. So I'm gonna go get some cow manure and mushroom manure and maybe worm casting, do the whole mix together and put that on top of my soil before I put the wood chips. So we'll see if it works. But anyway, I'm super excited. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning. I do have to go to the garden center to get those organic matter, and then I'm going to spend the day covering everything with the wood chips, and then I'm going to plant my stuff because it's like running out of space in the solo cup. It's end of May. It's got to get planted. I still have to seed beans, peas, onions, more salads. I'm going to try spinach again because the spinach not doing anything over there on the secret garden. Eventually down the road in June I have to seed corn. It's going to be beautiful. I hope it works. I hope it works. So my expectation, and I know I'm yapping too much already, my expectation is that it will be okay, not great, year one. That's my expectation. If it's beautiful and it's lush and it's abundant, then great, it worked. My expectation is that the first year, because it's just the beginning, it's not going to be great. But I'm hanging in there. I said it, this is a 5-year plan. I have 5 years to get this garden to the point where all I have to do after that is minimum maintenance, and everything is going to be you know, every year I plant my stuff. You don't have to till, you just rake the surface, that's it. The one thing you want to make sure is that you do not mix your wood chips with your soil. Your wood chips need to stay on top of the soil but not be mixed. So remember that, because otherwise that's when you get all that nitrogen you know, depletion and all of that. So after I have breakfast, I'm going to not make the same mistake I did last week when I moved my 5 cubic yard of soil. I barely had a sustainable breakfast. I had yogurt with berries. I almost passed out 2 hours later. I'm gonna have major protein today. I've got these. Don't mind the fridge, okay? We you know, you know how we live in this house. Okay, I got muscle milk. We're gonna drink one of those, and I'm gonna make myself some steel cut oatmeal with berries. So I'm just gonna stuff myself with carbs and protein. Check out the garden center, come back, and then we'll get started. So cross your fingers. I hope this works. Charles, it better work. Charles is the one who started this whole movement of permaculture and Garden of Eden gardening method. The link is down below. I'm taking a leap of faith, okay? I really am taking a leap of faith. It's got to work. I'm gonna make it work, and we'll see what happens. And if it doesn't, we'll try something else. It's not a big deal. I have the rest of my life to get it right, I hope. Here's my big pile of wood chips. What do you guys think? 10 cubic yards, it's huge. I'm supposed to move all of this today. I will do it, or at least attempt to do it. So I want to show you what I was talking about, how I have a mix of really good sized chips, and then I have big chunks. So this is good size, this is big chunks. As I'm placing my chips, I'm going to try to remove the larger size, the larger blocks, and put them in large leaf bags, and we'll use them as kindling wood for next year. So the first thing I want to do right now is mix the soil that I just got from the garden store. I have mushroom compost and manure and some topsoil. I'm going to mix them together and layer that on top of my already composted soils to make sure that I have the optimum organic matter inside my vegetable garden before I start dumping all my chips. So here goes. I have cow manure compost blend, I have organic mushroom compost blend, and this is just regular topsoil which already has peat moss in it. This is a soil conditioner. I'm going to mix all 3 of them. I have several bags of those. I'm not going to put a very thick layer. I'm not going to sprinkle it over either, but I do want to amend the soil before I put the chips on top. So let me just do that. It won't take too long, and then we got to move a mountain. To take a break. I think I had what do you call it, not a heat stroke obviously, but close to heat exhaustion, and I needed to go and drink a lot of water and take a rest. So I'm gonna finish this now. The spinach, I'm gonna cover it because nothing happening here. It's been here for 2 months and literally not a leaf came out. So forget the spinach. Obviously this is going to remain a hostas and daily and daisy garden, because spinach not growing in this soil. I did not amend this soil, it was garbage to begin with, but these guys seem to like it. All right, I need to add a little bit more. We don't need this anymore. Now I have to be honest, the mulch or chips is not easy on the eye when it's super sunny outside. It's blinding, so I'm waiting for it to turn gray. It's you know, it's bright. Let's just put it that way. All right, I'm gonna do this, and then I have to start doing the other gardens, all the other beds, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with the leftover chips. Obviously some of them are going to go in the front. I may put some on the side of the house in front of my neighbor's entryway. I don't know if he's going to appreciate that too much, so I may not do that at all. I know I want to put some all the way in the back on the riverbed because I don't have water there anymore, and in about 3 years, once this is all settled and starting to break down, I can add soil to it and it would be a perfect potato bed. And teamwork makes the dream work. Thank you, Scott. Are you hot?
Huh?
Are you hot?
Oh no, I'm only just wearing black in the sun. No.
Thanks for helping.
Yeah. My pink complexion. Recovering redhead.
The poor guy. You know, he's a true redhead. I mean, now he's blonde and gray, but he's going to be pretty much lobster colored tomorrow. I'm nuts. I am nuts. This is horrendous. Man, I'd rather move soil rather than moving this. It's not that it's difficult. It's very light. It's easy to spread. You can put it wherever you want. But I tell you what the problem is, the sawdust in my eyes. And I'm getting allergies from it. Oh my God. So Scott is taking over. Look at me. This is not the video to look pretty, okay? I'm in the middle of gardening. All right. So this is my advice to you. I have a feeling this is going to work. It's not going to be super pretty at first. as I mentioned earlier, you'll see that eventually once I add plants and the plants go to their mature size, you're barely going to see the mulch. Eventually it's all going to be covered in, you know, flowers and roses and hostas and all of this stuff. Just not this year, because again, this year I'm really focusing on setting it up. I built it last year. This year I'm setting it up. Next year I'm starting to build and adding perennials and hydrangeas and all of this stuff. So 5 years, all right? It's a 5-year plan. Very patient. But I have to say, if you're going to do something similar, hire somebody to do the mulch for you. You can do the soil, but hire somebody to do the mulch, because my eyes are on fire right now. They are absolutely on fire. I'm trying to not rub them. It's between the sweat and the sawdust, it's pretty rough. But anyway, so we're working on the back right now. We are filling up the dry riverbed, which is really dry since last year that I've moved the water, and thankfully, again, because the neighbors pushed the source a couple of feet away from my fence, I don't have water in the back anymore. So that bed, eventually, maybe year 5, by the time it's all settled, I'll add soil to it, and that will be also a planting bed. Right now it's going to look naked with nothing on it, and that's okay, because I'm patient. So I'm very excited, but very, very tired. I have to take breaks every 15 something minutes. It is scorching hot. If you can do that on a gray day and maybe a day where it's like slightly drizzling, you don't want to add weight to the mulch or the chips, but like, you know, or something with a nice breeze, because right now it sucks to be us. Anyway, so that's it. When I come back, I'll have this whole area done. I am not doing the front today. I'll do the front during the week. I do want to try to plant the cucumbers today, because, well, you can see them, they're on the table right now. I had to move my plants out of the greenhouse. They were suffocating, and even though I had the door open, I mean, they were just drooping. Gave them some water, moved them to the shade, they're fine, they're all perked up now. But my cucumbers have a lot of buds. There are going to be flowers soon. They need to be transplanted. I can't keep them in the solo cups. So yeah, all right. Finish my glass of water and back on track. I don't have OCD, okay? I just want things to look neat. I just want things to look neat. That's it. Hey, what do you think of my cucumbers? It's the first time I plant anything from seeds. I've never done it before. I am super excited. I got five cucumbers, and I'm planting them today because if you look at them, some of them already got flowers, and one of them already got its little tendril, whatever they call them. They were seeded on 3/28. I've transplanted them in the solo cups on 4/26, and today is 23. So they are going exactly where they were last year, which is along this fence, except that now I have the whole yard fenced off, so the deer will not come here and chew them up, because that's what happened last year. I'm learning. So that's what I'm telling you, it's a process. All right, let's go dig. I was just telling Scott I could really go for ice cream, and I think we're gonna have ice cream tonight. All right, so basically what you're supposed to do is move your chips, find your soil, dig, man, look at that soil. Boy, did I do a good job. This is great. Okay, let me put some water here at the bottom. So what I think I'm going to do for the next one is move even more of the mulch, because I said earlier that you don't really want to mix the mulch with your soil. It's supposed to stay on the surface, and now I'm going to have a hard time not doing that. So the next one we're going to move more. Yeah, it was time. Look at this. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Okay. Yeah, you see, now I got all the soil mixed with the chips. Well, this is an experiment, so we're gonna see what happens when we got soil mixed. Let's do this. I don't want to lose a cucumber. So what I'm doing now is I'm giving a final rake to the top of my chips, and whatever doesn't fit through the rake is obviously too big, and I'm going to remove them from the surface. First of all, they're going to take forever to break down, and they're not going to help with my soil. So these are the really big chunks I'm removing. And I'm going to put them in a paper bag, a leaf bag, and they're going to be perfect for kindling for next winter, because they will be seasoned by them. So Mom and I were discussing gardening this morning on the phone, and I was telling her that my favorite part of gardening is watering. I love watering, and this is what I do when I come home. Maybe not every night, but at least every other night. And I water my plant individually with a tiny watering can, because I can't carry a big one. And I go plant to plant. And if I do the front too, it takes about an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm loving it, especially if I had a very tough day. at work. These zucchinis are looking a little pale. I'm not sure why. Okay, I'm done. Don't have much time because I'm running out of battery as usual. I'm gonna give you a quick tour. I watered everything, so the secret garden's looking pretty darn good. It's my favorite. Turnips, I still have them. I don't see any bulbs yet. Okay, so these doing pretty good, and radishes. No radish yet. These two here are going to be mint because, as I mentioned in last week, it's invasive. We have the 5 cucumber here, and I want to put mint underneath the fig tree, but that's going to be in pots as well. I think I didn't mention that last week. So here are the zinnia, they're coming out. Chives in bloom, aster, roses, and I was going to say stavia, but no, salvia. I have a John Paul II that's going to come out probably by the end of the week. Lettuces I picked up. Look at that. I'm getting some lettuce. All right, apple tree doing good. Here are all the cold crops, cabbages doing really good, broccoli over there, Swiss chards not so great. I only have one that looks really good, the other one's meh. Okay, kale pretty good. On this side, you should be bored by now because you've seen this so many times, but I want to show you progression. Oh, look at these, they're gorgeous, beautiful. Zucchinis, apples right here, so you can see how we're doing on apples, and then mint in a container, lemon balm, all my herbs, and this dill here really picked up, basil doing pretty good. Over here I sowed hello Fiona, sorrel, my favorite, Campagne over there. Okay, these are transplant, they're not doing too good. They are the hostas. They'll come back next year, that's fine. And then here is St. John's wort, and no, feverfew, St. John's wort, fig tree doing pretty good. And then another transplant over there that's not doing too good, another salvia, and then valerian root, 2 of them. These are my perennial from last year, looking really good. And then we have more zinnias and the pumpkin. Here's the yard. Boy, it's shaping up. And I know you're wondering, yes, I still have that much, but guess what? Half of it is gone, so that's good. So that's it. That's my garden update for my garden experiment. I'm taking a major leap of faith with the wood chips. I know it's going to work for the perennials. For the vegetable garden, I don't know. We're going to find out whether or not this method works. I'm very excited, very, very excited. This was a lot of work. I am very tired. I'm going to take a shower. Scott is kind enough to make dinner tonight, so I'm taking a break, but I will have an adult beverage and some ice cream. Yes, because I must have walked 3 miles today back and forth, okay? I earned it. So comment down below, let me know what you think. Do you like it? I know the color of the chips is kind of meh, but again, once they are seasoned, they turn gray, and with additional perennials and plants, eventually you won't even see it at all. It will be entirely covered. So I'm not worried about that. I have 3 more years to cover the stuff. So yeah. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to check out the Back to Eden gardening method. I'll put the link down below. And just, you know, if you're curious about it, if you've never heard of this type of gardening. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.
Hey, it's me, and guess what? Click that thumbs up if you really like this video. Thumbs down twice if you didn't. You can also share my video if you really liked it, or save it to watch later. Also, you can subscribe to my channel, but don't forget to click that bell button so you are always notified when I post a new video. Thank you for watching.